I'm the Big Shot Critic. Today, James Bond interrogates the Von Trapps. Knives Out was written and directed by Rian Johnson. It stars Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, Lakeith Stanfield, and Christopher Plummer. Rian Johnson and I go way back, all the way to 2012 when I didn't see Looper. My first Rian Johnson experience, like most people, was The Last Jedi in 2017. Since then, I have seen The Brothers Bloom at the behest of a friend of mine, and I wasn't a fan of either one. I thought The Last Jedi was... Well, I have a full review of that coming next month in time for Rise of Skywalker, so I'll leave that out. And The Brothers Bloom just gave me the impression that Rian Johnson wanted to be Joss Whedon when he grew up. Now, that isn't praise coming from me. I like Joss Whedon. I own 2 of his movies, but the guy loves his zingers, and they get really distracting. Imagine a whole movie done by someone who thinks that Joss Whedon's zingers are the best thing ever. That's The Brothers Bloom. Rian Johnson himself is kind of a controversial topic after the release of The Last Jedi, so I thought it was important that you know which side of that issue I'm on, or was on, going into Knives Out. However, it was a good movie. I don't have any major complaints. It did everything pretty dang well. It's a whodunnit, as the ad campaign is so eager to tell you. Christopher Plummer is the victim. He's the head of a large family, and he also commands enormous wealth, so motive is all over the place. The rest of the cast are all potential suspects, except for Lakeith Stanfield and Daniel Craig, who are investigating. Let's start with the cast. Daniel Craig is my main draw to this movie. Those of you who know me, which is pretty much all of my viewers at this point, keep sharing those videos. Know that I'm a huge fan of the Daniel Craig Bond films. I wanted to see Knives Out because it looked like Daniel Craig was having a blast in his role. And the last time that happened, I ended up getting the movie. I liked it so much. I got Logan Lucky even though I have Amazon Prime. Logan Lucky was partially financed by Amazon. It's going to be streaming on there forever. Then there's Chris Evans in his first non-Captain America beardless role in who knows how many years. Who wouldn't want to support that? In all honesty, though, Chris Evans was really good here. And then Michael Shannon. I've been a fan since Groundhog Day. You didn't know he was in that, did you? I'm just kidding. He was in Groundhog Day, but I've only been a fan since Premium Rush. In my opinion, he's one of the most watchable actors today. Toni Collette. I have no idea what she's been up to the last 20 years, but she was good in The Sixth Sense, and she's good in Knives Out. Lastly, Christopher Plummer. He's 89 years old. Think about that when you watch this movie. Of course, I know him from his most famous role, the Grandpa on National Treasure.
Keep sharing those videos.
I think it's also important to note that at no point was Kevin Spacey cast in this movie.
Keep sharing those videos.
I thought Rian Johnson's skills would be well suited to a murder mystery. Despite all the zingers and gags that didn't really work in The Brothers Bloom, it did have a nice twisty-turny story. And I figured with a really strong cast and a steady hand from the studio, maybe Knives Out could turn out pretty good. And honestly, that's my only explanation for how Rian Johnson pulled this off. The biggest twist of the movie was that Rian Johnson did a good job. 2 thumbs up for subverting that expectation.
Keep sharing those videos.
The movie kept me guessing, which we can all agree is essential for a murder mystery. Besides that, all the major characters were really well fleshed out, which I attribute to the cast as well as the script. And speaking of the cast, Frank Oz appears in this movie. How's that for a wild card? Guys, I'm going to give Knives Out 9 out of 10 commandments. It kept the second one. Thou shalt not distract me with bad writing. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe, and click the bell icon so you know when my Star Wars review arrives. Not that one. That one. That one.